Hello everyone, welcome back to Android Fiesta. This is SM Asif, and in today's tutorial I'm going to talk one of the most popular and Google recommended architecture of Android MVVM, model view model architecture. So let me at first let me clear you what is model view model architecture. In model section, the model section holds the data of the application, and it cannot directly communicate with the view. Generally, it is recommended to expose the data to the view model through observables. What is observables we will learn in future when we work on the project. These kind of libraries and classes will be explained there. After that, the view part is it represents the UI to the it represents the UI of the application, devotes of any application logic. It observes the view model, and view model works as a communicator between the view and the model. It is responsible for transforming data from the model. It provides data streams to the view. It also uses hooks and or callback to update the view. It will ask for data from model. As we can see in the picture that if any update or any change happen to the model, it will pass the data to view model, and view model will communicate with view to show the data, to represent the data to the users. And if the user performs any event or action, then it will ask view model to check whether any changes happened in the model or not. Then view model will check it and send the the updated response to the view. This is how the works will be done in MVVM, model view model architecture. So at first, let me show you the API response. As usual, I am using the same API, the api.themoviedb.org, as it is free, and you can see the API key in my description. So here is our API response. So after that API response, I will create the model class, and let me show you the entire project architecture. Here it is. First of all, we will need the model. To create model, we will use that JSON response, and after that we will use JSON to Pozo library to convert it. And after that we will need some other packages. Here it is, API utils, that will be required for setting up all the base URLs, all the constants we will need for API calling and network calling, whatever. In my case, it will be images, for setting up the images path. JSON parser will be required to convert the JSON response and to convert the JSON object to our data list. And the network state will be used for doing some network calling parts. Service generator will be required for setting up the HTTP requests and all the services. And the data model will be used. It will be an interface that will declare the API calling method. In the next, data sources is a very important package will be required. In movies in theater, data source will be used to define for mutable live data, API calling response, load before, load after class method, and after the response, what we will do with our response, and if the response failed, what will we do with the failure response, whatever. These kind of things will be done in movies in theater data source. And the next thing is movies in theater data source factory, which will extend movies in theater data source to track the saved data and the new updates or changes. Okay, so the view model, as I have said earlier, the work of view models will be the view model will work as a communicator between the view and the model. So movies in theater view model will extend view model built-in class, and that will work as a connection between the model and the view. Basically, it provides the live data. It provides the live data by network state from model and provides it to view. So the next thing is view. In the view section, we will work on the user interface, basically with the activity class. It will we will design our layouts like that, and our adapter class for as we will show the movies list in the recycler view. So for that purpose, designing each row, we will need one adapter class. So main activity and movies in theater adapter will work in view section package. So the next thing is we need to study our JSON response and copy that at first. And in the poso JSON to poso making class, and the JSON schema to poso.org, we will paste our JSON response and close all the braces. And the target language should be Java, and the source type should be JSON. After that, we will click that preview button, and our class will be ready. In our case, we will need only the result class for our movie list. I will not gonna take the example class because it will be the entire list. As we can see inside our JSON response, inside results, we will have one JSON array. Inside that, one JSON object is here. So I will just take this result class as my model class movies. So let me just copy that, and after that, in Android Studio, we will just create another new package, and I will name it model, as it is model class. So our model class name will be movie. Okay. So inside that class, I will just paste that code of which will generate our poso class. So let me just, sorry, I have forgotten to add all the dependencies in our Gradle. So let me just clear for once. Okay. In the app level Gradle file, I will copy all the dependencies. I have already written in all the dependencies here, so I will just copy that and paste it here. And let me clarify for which of the reasons these dependencies are used. First of all, simple rating will be used to show the rating of all the movies. Glide will be used to I forgot to mention, the designing and support part will be used for our all the new designing our layouts, all the features we need, like recycler adapter, whatever, recycler view and list view, whatever the things. For that purpose, we will need design and support v4. After that, the simple rating will be used for showing the movie rating in rating stars, and then glide will be used to show the network images. For both purpose, these two libraries are added, bumtech.glide and bumtech.glide. These two are the libraries. And after that, for API calling section, and for the API calling section, we will use that retrofit2 library. And for our interceptor which will be required in our API calling section. For that purpose I have used that logging interceptor, and to convert our JSON response into JSON we will need this library JSON, and for live data, showing live data and updating our list, for that purpose I will need arc.lifecycle. And as we have shown here that our JSON response will work with some pages as pagination is added. For page 1 we can see this kind of data, you can look at it, and if we change the page number we'll see new data. So the pagination is working on this API, so that's why we need to load data page by page. For that purpose we have added a new library named arc.paging. So that was the purpose of adding these libraries. So I'm just at first let me complete my making my model class. Here it is, and as I have added the dependencies, so I will just hit Alt Enter, and import files will be added. Okay, so that's it. And one more thing, I think list, I should add that list. Okay, so that's it. Our model class is ready. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is create another package, and I will name it API utils. Okay, that's it, API utils. And inside this class, at first I will create, inside that package I will create one class named service generator. Inside this class I will declare all the base URLs and network calling section. So at first I will declare the base URL. It should be final as static final, as we will use this variable in our entire project. So I'll name it base URL. I've already written all these two base URLs, so I will just copy that. Forget to mention that. Okay. Okay, here is our two base URLs, one for our API response and another for our image loading. Okay, the next thing is public static final integer. That will be our default page number. I'll name it API default page key, and its value should be initially 1. Okay, that's it. So the next thing is public static retrofit builder. New retrofit builder dot base URL. Inside that we will set our base URL as we have declared it, base URL. Then after that I will just add converter factory, and inside that I will use JSON converter factory dot create. Okay, so that's it. After that, static retrofit equals builder dot build. logging interceptor, limit logging. Okay, so one variable for HTTP logging interceptor. So let me just initialize it. Dot set level. Dot level dot body. It should be body. Yeah, as we will work with the response body, that's why it's HTTP logging interceptor dot level dot body. Okay, so the next thing we need private static okay HTTP client dot builder. New HTTP client dot builder. That's it. I'm taking a bit gap between the lines because it is useful for me while I'm coding. That's why, nothing else. I can remove it later. Okay. Okay. So private API key new to setter. Inside this we will have to override this method intercept. I will cut this line return null because inside that we will do some work here. At first I will declare the request, then I will name it original request. Original request and chain dot request. After that HTTP URL original HTTP URL original request dot URL. URL another one HTTP URL, and it should be original HTTP URL dot new builder dot add query parameter. And as we can see in our API calling section, it is API key, so the name should be exactly the same one. So I will just paste it here and copy that API key. Okay, that's it. API key. I will show that in new line. Okay, and build. That's it. After that request another variable request and original request dot new builder. Okay, after that I will set the URL as I have declared here, second URL, and just write build. That's it. Our request is completed. After that I will just return the request in a chain proceed. There's the entire things will work like this. At first we will need one original request, then from that original request we will get the URL part only, and after that we will set query parameter as it is the permanent query parameter for all the API requests we will do with this base URL. So that's why we have written this here, and after that we need to pass this request, nothing else. Okay, one semicolon. Okay, that's over. Now after that we need to create another method, and this method name will be create service. Okay, class type will be S. Okay, S type of class, so type parameter, and service class. Create service. What happened? I don't know. Class, it's not working, or something went wrong. I don't know. What's happening here? I think the problem is I have written that class with small letter. It should be capital class, and the name will be service class. Okay, that's it. After that write the logic. If not interceptors dot contains the object logging. Okay, that's it. After that builder dot client dot build. Oh, sorry, retrofit, and it will be builder dot build. Another logic is if h not http client dot interceptor dot contains API key interceptor client dot add interceptor API key interceptor dot. Okay, that's it. After that I will need after that I will just use builder dot client and pass this http client dot build. So that's it, and inside retrofit we will set the value of builder dot build. Okay, that's it. After that we will after all these things we will just return the value of retrofit dot create, and inside that create I will use this service class parameter. Okay, that's it. Our service generator class is ready now. After that I have to create three other classes as I have written here: the image for image path, JSON parser, and network state. So this video is getting longer and I will stop it here, and in the next tutorial I will complete all the API util parts and the data model part. So till then keep watching this tutorial, and we'll meet in the next tutorial. Thank you.